This show is brought to you by PivX Private Instant Verified Transactions. With its groundbreaking zero-coin staking and masternodes, PivX is the top privacy currency. Feel free to trade some on Binance or Bittrex, and for more information, go to www.pivex.org. Hello and welcome to the latest edition of ITK Crypto. That's In the Know Crypto as part of Smart Reaches with me, Tom White. Cryptosi's here as usual, and our guest today from Trezarcoin. Chekaz, how are you?
Yes, thanks for having me.
Can you just start, Chekaz, by telling us what your working background was before getting into crypto?
Yes, surely. I was actually a student. I was studying business informatics systems in Germany. So, yeah, I would say no working background, if you're asking that. So I'm just basically, I was a student, and I jumped into crypto early 2013. We're working in the space since then.
So, Chekaz, so you jumped straight into crypto as soon as you left college or university. What projects have you worked on so far, and how did they go, and how did you find the experience?
In early 2013, I jumped into the Bitcoin space and the altcoin space. We're browsing Bitcoin Talk, and found Feathercoin, which I stick to, I would say, a few years of development. I'm still around there and helping there out, but that was the first project I went in. Then I also met Ghostlander with Feathercoin and got used to Orbitcoin and stuff. And just helping out in the altcoin theme, trying to help them programming, doing some little projects. That was my experience.
So tell us more about Trezarcoin then.
I founded Trezarcoin September 2017. It's a fork of Orbitcoin, which got highly developed by Ghostlander, but never got the traction which it should have, as it has many unique features, like the unique staking, which we will come to it, I guess, later on. And I thought a project which has a fair launch with hybrid solutions like POS and POW would fit perfectly and would counter a lot of issues a lot of altcoins have right now.
And it's quite unique, and that kind of brings us on to Trezartravels as well. What's all that about, and what makes it unique?
Trezartravels is a page we have. It's you can travel with Trezarcoin and get 20% off every Expedia VIP Plus hotel. So if you just go to Expedia and pick one VIP Plus, they're marked with the VIP Plus sign, and you go to Trezartravels and put in the checkout link, you can just pay with Trezarcoin and get it booked for you with 20% off the deal on top of the Expedia price.
That's quite incredible to hear. How did you go about kind of putting that deal in place?
I got approached honestly from a travel agency, and they love to work with Trezarcoin, and we figured out the deal. We set up the page, and that was they approached me. I didn't do anything, I would say, to get this deal going. So they came to me.
And what about the crowdfunding site?
We have Trezarfundme, which funds little projects from community members. If you want to work for Trezarcoin, like a side project, you can approach me and I will set it up for you. I will hold the funds, escrow them until the project is done. So the community can't get scammed in that way, because scam is a huge factor of crypto, sadly. So I will hold the funds until the project is finished. And then I will release the funds to the developer who is developing the project for the community.
And is that proving to be quite popular because, like you say, it stops you getting scammed?
On the one hand side, it's great for the developers who like to get involved in Trezarcoin, and they know they can get some funding from the community right on spot. And yeah, also the community members can choose from projects they would like to get involved with and like to fund them. So it's a plus for both sides, I would guess, community and developers.
And there was big news, wasn't there, about Binance being hacked? I think it was for about $40 million. Does Trezor plan on building an exchange? And if not, why not?
We have talked about that internally, but yeah, we decided against that. Exchanges are... Yeah, it's a huge amount of work to get them going and all the licensing stuff. So that's nothing we can realize. We are still a small team, so we focus on our project and not on building an exchange, actually.
What kind of hurdles do you have to jump to start something like that up, just for any of the newcomers listening? You know, how difficult is it to get to that stage?
Again, please, to which stage? Yeah, you're referring to?
To get an exchange.
To get an exchange. In Germany, I would say it's impossible. Like, we have no real licensed exchange yet, not even for Bitcoin. I know we have Bitcoin. No, what is it? Bitcoin.de, I guess. It's an exchange, but not a real-time exchange. So, yeah, probably it's impossible right now in Germany to open such a thing, and that would be the first country I would approach, as it's my home country. But yeah, that's not possible. So,
Cryptosi, we haven't really brought you in yet. Just how have you found Trezarcoin, and how much more did you know about this project before chatting to Chekaz today?
Well, I've met Chekaz actually through another one of his endeavors, which was he was helping somebody with a tip bot for a Discord channel, which kind of gives small tips out to people. And then a friend of mine actually told me about this project that he has, and the fact that it's already got use cases, and the guy behind it, Chekaz, has been in crypto for quite a while. So behind that, I just thought, okay, this is great. This is somebody that I'd want to get on. So we spoke for a little while, and here we are today. One thing that I am quite interested in, I've actually been to Germany a few times for crypto, and I've always kind of felt like Germany are, let's say, ahead of the curve for the rest of Europe with regards to crypto and maybe not adoption, but definitely for support for crypto projects. Chekaz, have you found that, let's say, the German legal system kind of helps foster crypto projects? And if that's the case, why are they so, I guess it'll be difficult for you to answer, but why are they so slow in helping Germany to have an exchange of its own?
That's a tough question, really. I mean, for cryptocurrency holders and Germans especially, we have very large meetups for crypto traders, crypto enthusiasts, and Bitcoin maximalists also. And yeah, we don't have to pay tax in Germany if we hold a cryptocurrency over 1 year. So that's a big plus, I would say, for the investment side. But for the legal side, I would say Germany wants to have all very specific regulated, and they don't want to hesitate or jump into it. They just want to observe it first, I would guess. So, yeah, I guess that's why they're slow and behind on some technical stuff there or licensing.
Cryptosi, is that news to you about the tax situation that Chekaz was saying there?
Yeah, that is, and I'm so envious because
my ears pricked up there.
Yeah, that sounds fair, and I think it's typical of the Germans to get stuff right where the British get it wrong. So I would love to not pay taxes on any crypto I owned for over a year. That would be brilliant. That would be awesome. Chekaz, how long has that actual rule been in place, or how long have you known about it?
I guess it's in place like crypto exists, I would say, because it's regulated like our old stocks. We had like 25% capital gains on it. And if you hold stocks under 1 year and you sell it, you would have to pay capital gains. But they now removed it, so you have always to pay capital gains on stocks. But on crypto, it's still, if you hold it over 1 year, you're tax-free on this stuff.
Oh, it's a big positive, that. Big positive. Chekaz, according to Twitter, Trezarcoin plans on redefining proof of stake. Now, we've got a lot of newbie listeners on this podcast on ITK Crypto. Could you describe proof of stake and also how Trezor plans to redefine it?
This podcast has been brought to you by Rhubarb Media. Rhubarb Media are the branding specialists behind successful crypto projects such as PivX, Vendible, and Libertaria. The Rhubarb style is both loved and respected the world over. So if you want your project to appeal to techies and everyday users alike, give Rhubarb Media a try. You cannot possibly be disappointed. Link is in the description.
Proof of stake is a concept which, when you're holding coins and you're contributing to the network, like running a node, you get rewarded for it. The traditional proof of stake gives you like a percentage per year. Like I have it with Nexus, which you can climb up to 3% of your holdings per year you will get as Nexus coins. So on Trezarcoin, we have a different system. I mean, you run a full node and stake and help the network, but you're really producing blocks, and you get a full block reward like every POW miner. So 1/3 of our network is actually powered through proof of stake, which is like we have like two chains, a proof of work and proof of stake, but they are combined in one chain. So proof of work and proof of stake have like an independent difficulty and independent staking algorithm or algorithm itself. And yeah, but they are both combined on the same chain, so they help each other.
How does that sound to you, Cryptosi?
It sounds like a very complex way to run a crypto, and I would bet that we could have an entire podcast on how those two worked hand in hand. I was wondering, actually, Chekaz, with the system that Trezarcoin has, does it mean that the network itself is not vulnerable to 51% attacks because it's underwritten by a proof of stake?
It's more difficult to attack it. It's still possible, as we have still a consensus, and if you have 51% of proof of stake and 51% of proof of work, you can attack it. That's not the exact figures, because proof of stake is only 1/3 of the network, but you would need a large amount of coins and a large amount of hashing power to conquer the network, I would say, to attack it.
So that's effectively, that makes it extra secure. The fact that you've got both makes it extra secure, plus it means that people who are holding can also get a return. So I guess you win both ways. Okay. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good.
Encouraging users to have their own node, and Trezarcoin node is very cheap in terms of RAM and CPU and stuff, so you can run it on the little devices and just help the network and stake your Trezarcoins. Yeah.
Does that kind of take us on to Trezarcoin stake box? Because that's something that, is that something that people should be excited to get their hands on?
Trezarcoin stake box is really cool. It's basically a Raspberry Pi running a Trezarcoin node on it. Takes like 4 watt per hour or 2 to 4 watt per hour, and you can stake with it. So you're helping the network with this little device, which costs around €50, I would say. And that's your full node. You don't need more. You just leave it running, and it will stake your Trezarcoins and help to secure the network.
Yeah, and Cryptos, have you got any questions on that, on the stake box?
Oh, do you know what? I'm so excited by stake boxes. I think they're amazing. I was gutted that PivX couldn't have one, because the way our proof of stake works is it's too resource hungry for a Raspberry Pi. But the Raspberry Pi itself is an amazing piece of kit, and the fact that you can get a stake box for Trezarcoin, it's pretty amazing. It basically it means that owning some Trezarcoin and then getting a return from it becomes very, very simple. All you basically do is you just have this box, you plug it in. I guess you have to hook it up to the internet, which will be a case of connecting to your Wi-Fi or plugging in your Ethernet, and away you go. And I think that that's the type of usability that really brings crypto forward. It really helps with adoption because pretty much anyone will be able to get these stake boxes up and running. I've tested a few out myself, not the particular Trezarcoin one, but I can't emphasize enough how much of a great feature they are to have one of these stake boxes.
Is that the kind of feedback that you get on that Chekaz a lot?
Yeah, basically it's cool to have something that it's cheap and doesn't need much energy or power to run, and you still can support the network and stake your coins. I mean, can it be better?
Yeah, good point. Good point. on a kind of a wider scale, Chekaz, what's the future of Trezarcoin? You know, maybe a short, medium, and long term goal.
We have really huge plans for Trezarcoin. We are right now developing the new version of 1.3, which will have a whole new UI interface, more staking information. We will have a new use case coming up, which is Trezor Message. The concept paper should be out this month. And I'm really excited for Trezor Message, which will like nothing comparable is live right now anywhere in the world. So Trezor Message will revolutionize the messaging system.
So tell us a little bit more about Trezor Message then, and how will it revolutionize it?
Trezor Message is a system where the messaging system is based on the blockchain, but we don't store messages, which would lead to blockchain bloating. So we don't want to bloat like Ethereum blockchain, that it's super big and nobody can use it. So the messaging system will use the underlying peer-to-peer technology to relay messages fully encrypted, fully anonymous, like pseudonym. You can set up a pseudonym. And yeah, you can send messages for free through the network. And we will build an address book on the blockchain where you can send, like, let's say, a Cryptosi registers on our blockchain, which will be written into the blockchain, only the address book. And I can send him a message which is fully encrypted from the first point of contact. Because with writing his pseudonym into the blockchain, he will also peg to his public key. And I will verify the signature header from the message with his public key, and only he can decrypt it with his private key. So it's fully secure from the first point of contact and fully encrypted.
That does sound, I think you're right there when it says it might revolutionize it. I like that. Cryptos, have you got anything else that you want to ask before we go on to the final big question that we ask everyone?
I wanted to find out a little bit more about Trezarcoin and kind of like how big the project is. Like, how many developers are there on board? Because something like a messaging system, it may sound quite straightforward, but if you want to be careful that you're not leaking people's private key, because it's not only messages at stake, it's also their coins. I was just wondering how many developers are on board and how many people are there in the project at the moment?
We have like 4 to 5 core developers. I personally, it's a small project and I don't like to hire, I pay them, but I don't like to hire people, let's say for 1 or 2 years. I hire them on project basis so we can save funds and money. So we just have them when we need them. So we have a core base of like, let's say 4 developers and yeah, all like 6-7 more people who help with socials and stuff, but yeah, 4 core developers, I would say.
And when did Trezarcoin? When was it founded? When was the Genesis block? When did it start?
4th of September 2017 should be the Genesis block.
Okay, awesome. So it's been around for quite a while. It survived the bear market.
Yeah. If you work hard, you're gonna survive, I guess.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
All right, Jack, is the question that we always end by asking everyone that we interview on ITK Crypto is, we got some great answers to this as well. If you could go all in on any project, can't be your own, which would it be and why?
Oh, that's a tough question, actually. I mean, going all in is mostly not the best idea, but I would have to pick like a greater market cap coin because the risk would be minimized. Can I go with Bitcoin? If not,
No.
I would have...
No, you can't go with Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is the easy way out, so you can't go with Bitcoin.
Oh, that's a tough question. I probably would go with... I would go with Monero, I would say. Even though I don't like them completely, it's a huge market cap coin and has some use cases. Yeah, I would say I'm going with Monero.
I'd say that's fair enough. Fair enough. It's always a difficult question to answer that one, but we always like to see what people say to us. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, Chekaz. Just tell people where they can find out a little bit more about yourself and Trezarcoin.
We have a website, Trezarcoin.com, and you can find all necessary information you need to get started. And if you want to dig deeper, just join our social channels like we have Slack, Telegram, and Discord, or drop us a message on Twitter, and you can just, join the ride.
Okay, thank you. Chekaz, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you to you as well, Cryptosi.
Cheers. Thanks, Chekaz. Thanks, Tommy.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was a real pleasure and great to talk to you guys.
No, thank you. This is available on YouTube. Please like and subscribe on both YouTube and iTunes.
This podcast was brought to you by Meros Cryptocurrency. Meros is a cryptocurrency payment system that does what cryptocurrency originally intended to do. Be a practical and secure form of direct payment, Meros utilizes the best of current technology in a powerful new way and introduces a groundbreaking consensus mechanism called merit caching. This enables Meros to be both feeless and instant while maintaining the same level of integrity of traditional networks like Bitcoin. To find out how you can participate in the future of crypto payments, go to meroscrypto.io now.